Arg me mateys, and welcome to Baking and Log. Today we're going to be making the Aztec gold coins from Pirates of the Caribbean, and they're going to be cookies. The ingredients that you're going to be needing to make this are going to be 5 1/4 cup of flour, 1 1/2 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 cup of butter, 1 1/4 cup of Crisco shortening. You're going to be needing 4 egg yolks and 1 egg white. For the decorations, you're going to need the white candy melts again, and the For Sure edible gold spray paint. The items and tools that you're going to be needing to make these and to mix everything are going to be 1 large mixing bowl. I'm going to use an electric mixer to mix the ingredients together. You're going to need a rolling pin, a whisk, a spatula, and then you're going to use a cup or just something to hold the extra egg whites in that you're not going to use, some wax paper, and then a circle cookie cutter. The cookie cutter that I'm using has kind of like these rivets on it to kind of make the cookies look more like bent up and like misshapen coins, so they're not perfect circles. All right, let's get started. Now that we have all of our ingredients together and our tools, we're going to start mixing everything together. We're going to add our sugar, all of it, and our 1 cup of butter into the mixing bowl. And then we're going to mix this together for a little bit just to make sure that everything is good. We've got our butter and our sugar mixed. We're going to add our salt. Salty. And our vanilla. And then we're going to add our Crisco shortening. Going to need to cut it first. Good thing I brought along my sword. So we're going to first take it out. Now we're going to add our Crisco shortening. It's 1 1/4 cup. So we're going to take all of it out of 1, dump it into the mixing bowl. Once our Crisco's in, we're going to start mixing it back together. Mix all the ingredients till well combined. Periodically taking our spatula and scraping the sides. Just make sure we have all of the ingredients kind of being put into the middle to get mixed together. As you mix your eggs in, make sure you're still scraping the sides of the bowl. Make sure all of the ingredients get to the middle to get mixed up well. And keep mixing until you think everything's mixed together. We've got all the wet ingredients mixed together. Now we're going to start adding our flour. Grab it over here. Make sure you do not put the mixer or mix any at high speeds, because if you try to, the flour will be thrown back in your face. And we are not ghost pirates here, we're live pirates. We're making these gold Aztec coins, but we did not steal them. So like, we're not cursed. I trust you that. So just start slowly adding it in. A little bit at a time. And then mix on low speeds. As it gets mixed together, you can start like speeding it up just a bit, but you don't want to start out on a high speed. Make sure everything's mixed together. Go back down. Scrape some of this off. So we have all of our batter now mixed together, wet and dry ingredients both combined. We're going to start rolling them out. As you can see, we've got all of it in here. We've got our trusty spatula. Keep calm and bake on. Thank you, Grandma. And we're going to scoop out half and put it here, and then scoop out the other half and put it here. Just going to take some. Doesn't have to be precise, just eyeball it. Unless you're missing an eye, because you're a real pirate and you have an eye patch, then do your best. I have both eyes, because I'm a captain. Captains usually don't have eye patches. All right, maybe a little bit more. And we're going to dump the rest of the half onto this one. All right, a little bit more. And as long as you washed your hands, you can grab the stuff and just kind of like move it over. And we have half and half. Scrape out the rest. Just kind of scrape it out. Put this aside. This aside. And then with our rolling pin, we're going to roll these out. We're going to move the bottom out from underneath. Put it on top. Just kind of, press it down just a little bit. We're going to do one at a time too. I don't have four hands, so we're just going to kind of roll it, kind of move it out like that like this. And you want it just a little bit thick. I don't know if you could see that, but just a little bit thick, just so that when it bakes, it doesn't burn the cookie, that it bakes out evenly. So just going to kind of move it around and get all the spread out throughout the waxing. And we're going to do this to both halves of batter, and then we're going to put it in the refrigerator. So just keep doing this until all your batter spread out evenly and you got the thickness that you have. So now that we have both halves of our batter rolled out, we're going to put them into the refrigerator for an hour or two to chill, and then we can start decorating them. We now have our refrigerated cookie dough and all the things we need to decorate are right here. So first we're going to cut out our cookies and bake them. You're going to do that by taking your cookie cutter and then pressing them into the cookie dough. Like this, we'll go around and then kind of just take off some of this, slide it out, and then take some of the stuff around it off just so that we can put it. And we have our cookie. Very gently, and then place it on here. And we're only going to put 5 cookies on here because once you bake them, the cookies, these are a bit thicker, so they might expand a bit, and you don't want your cookies to touch in the oven. So we're just going to keep doing this. Might have to push some of your cookie dough together, make sure you get all of it you can. Press that a bit, and then once again, take the edges away. And we're just going to continue doing this until all of our cookie dough has been used and we have all of our cookies baked. Go ahead. All right, so we have our cookies cut out. We're going to put them in the oven. I preheated the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius if you don't use Fahrenheit. I'm just going to put it in here. Make sure your tray is not touching any sides of the oven, and close it. And you're going to bake for 13 to 17 minutes. Now that our cookies have finished baking and they've had time to cool, we're going to start the decorating process. To make the cookies look like the gold medallions from Pirates of the Caribbean, we're going to use a template to pipe the candy melts onto. I've got two different tips on there. I've got a larger tip, a little bit large tip just to make the outline, and then a tiny tip to do the design. And we're going to make the skulls, and then we'll end up just placing them onto the cookies and then finishing the design. So what you're going to do is just going to very slowly trace the outline. And then with your other one, fill in some of the gaps and then do the design of the skull. That means more cookies are done. So our candy skulls have now hardened. All you have to do, same as always, just kind of pop them off. Just be careful about it. And then flip them over so that it's the smooth side that's showing. And then with your piping bag with the thicker tip, you're just going to go and draw a circle around it. And also, to make sure that the skull sticks, just kind of put a little bit, pick it up just a little bit, and add a little bit of frosting to it, just a dab, just so that it sticks onto the cookie. And then you draw a circle around the edge. Make sure everything connects. And then the design that you're going to use is a straight line. Go over just a little bit and have a triangle. Go over just a little bit, have a line, and then have another triangle. And you're going to continue this process. It is not a zigzag. There's only like 6 or 7 of the triangles in there, so don't just keep going back and forth, back and forth. It doesn't look exactly like the medallion does, so make sure there's a space in between the straight line and then the triangle as you go. We've piped the candy onto our cookies now, and they've cooled for a little bit, and now the candy is dry. So we're going to take our edible, it is edible, gold spray paint, shake it up a bit, and then spray it onto the cookie. Make sure the spray part is pointing at the cookie, not yourself. That could be bad. Just make sure you get all of it. And then very carefully grab it, put it back on the cooling rack, and grab your other one and do the same thing. This, my friends, is how you make counterfeit pirate coins. So if you're in Tortuga and you forgot your money, just make these and pirates will accept them as money. Yep. You can buy all your non-alcoholic rum that you want, for those of you who are under 21, like myself. You might even be able to buy a whole ship and crew with these, because the pirates, they won't know the difference. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me. Had a lot of fun making these. It's really cool. I liked how they turned out. Looked pretty good. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, I've been thinking about doing some challenge videos. So if you go follow Baking and L.O.G's Instagram and Twitter, I'll leave them in the description. Start suggesting some challenges you want me to do. One I had in mind was the Oreo challenge, where you blindfold yourself and you have to eat different Oreo flavors and try to guess what they are. So challenges like that, just kind of, changing it up a bit. Let me know what you think. Have a great day. Bye.